live. Yeah, yeah, we going live. Hey, hey, we going live. Yeah, yeah, we going live. Yeah, yeah, we going. Yeah, 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 we going. Yeah, 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 we going live. From the 50-yard line, we going live. From the 50-yard line, we going live. From the 50-yard line. Hey.
This show is actually not just this show, but more so this Who's Really Right is kind of been like the hot button issue over the last few weeks. If you watched the Michael Jordan documentary, because actually I don't even think it's a documentary, it's the Michael Jordan autobiography. Michael Jordan's basketball autobiography, The Last Dance. You'll see that LeBron, because one, he proclaimed himself the GOAT, which I don't think he should have done. Like, you let us fight that fight, Bron. And two, because just because of LeBron's stature and the fact that he's been in the conversation as the GOAT by others,
few others,
they keep getting a nice amount. They keep getting compared to one another. And so The Last Dance, it looks like it's like, having some people sway on both sides of this argument. So one of the things that came up the other day, someone was, I guess, pontificating on.
Okay, Stephen A. That's his word right there.
Right.
That's his word right there. Real talk.
What it would look like for MJ and Bron to be on the same team.
Well, LeBron was the one that said he thought that the two of them would mesh well together.
Right. He did say that. And so it got Stephanie and I to thinking, and we probably argued about this for about 15, 20 minutes. Or
it
debate.
Was more than that.
It wasn't an argument. It was a debate.
It was a debate, but it was longer than that. We were on the phone for actually about an hour and 15 minutes.
15 minutes, yeah. So maybe almost half of that time was probably spent on this topic. And I'm sure if you know us, you can guess which side we would be on with this thing. But the Who's Really Right for this week is, would MJ and LeBron be able to mesh together on one team? And as almost always, Stephanie, you could go first.
Okay, no problem. My answer to that is absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
Okay,
no, I'm not going to say absolutely. I wouldn't do absolute because there are little parts of their games that I think they would complement one another. But I feel like the clash is bigger than the compliment.
Okay.
I feel like the style of basketball in which they play is the one area that they differ in. But the thing that would make them clash is the fact that they both need the lane. Their games are, don't get me wrong, I think MJ and LeBron both have the ability, MJ had, LeBron has the ability to play perimeter ball if they need to. That is not their strength. That is not where they go to. That is not how they live. That's not where they bread and butter in this game has been. And so being able to attack the lane, and so having the floor spread and taking that, whoever the dummy is that would think that they could stand in the lane one-on-one against them, either one of them, and embarrass them, is both of their games, both of the strengths of their game. And so how then do you propose that to pontificate that these two individuals would be able to play on the same team and get that done? Okay. I don't see it. I don't see it happening. And even if we took it beyond, we talked about this yesterday. There's another issue outside of their style of basketball that I feel like also would be a bump head area, which is you're both superstars. Somebody is going to have to lessen themselves in this situation in order for the other one to shine. And we've seen that be a really difficult thing for teams, super teams that have been put together in all sports. It's been hard to find that balance of how do I continue to be myself and just naturally play as a leader and allow somebody else to shine and be it's very difficult and it's hard. The one thing I know is LeBron is not an ego guy, so I know he would do as his best to not be, you know, he would more than likely be the one out of the two of them, and you think of their personalities that would have to take a back seat.
Right.
But even in that, I just feel like their games, I just don't see it. Like, you know, I'm always talking about it. Like, Jordan's a finesse. His thing is being a finesse player down the lane. Like, I'm going to break your ankles, pretty much. LeBron is just going to straight run you over.
Yeah. Stop doing that to my man, Bron. You keep
Listen. He is a Mack truck. When it comes to basketball, he is a Mack truck. So Peterbilt on deck, okay? So so I just feel like that would be such, I don't know how you put those two same need, different style into together. One team and make, I just don't see how that works. I don't.
Okay. So, all right. So, I disagree. I think their style of play makes them like the perfect pairing. LeBron has been on every team that he played for. Even if he was the leading scorer, he also led the team in assists. So, like you said, LeBron does have, he's a team first, whatever the team needs for me to do to get it done, I'm going to do type of guy.
Yep.
And I believe in being paired with somebody like Michael Jordan, or I'll take it a step further. What might have been a good pairing is he and Kevin Durant. LeBron is a facilitator. And I think LeBron would have flourished in that role. He would probably average somewhere between 15 and 20 assists a game. And I think that, I guess one of the variables we'd have to consider is what type of offense would they play.
Right.
Would
LeBron be the point guard?
Yeah. LeBron James and Michael Jordan in the pick and roll would be scary.
Yeah. It would be if they could make it work. Yeah.
The triangle probably wouldn't work out too well for LeBron. I think that would probably cause him to be off the ball a little. And he wouldn't, like, his strength is his ability to create.
Right.
The ability to see the offense and see sets and know where everyone is going to be. And I think that Jordan didn't need the ball in his hand to set up plays. Now, when he got the ball in his hand, it was, all right, give it to me and I'm going to do my thing. And I think that Jordan would have been way more of a slasher.
That's what I was about to ask you. How does that even work out then? Because, well, anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
And you know, we talked about this yesterday. LeBron is Magic Johnson. Like, LeBron is Magic Johnson. Even when he was in Miami and Mario Chalmers was the point guard on that team, sometimes Mario Chalmers would bring the ball up to the court, and as soon as he get it past half court, he would pass it to LeBron, and LeBron would initiate the offense. And so I think that part right there is what makes it a perfect pairing, because LeBron would just initiate the offense, and like I said about the example, if they did this thing with the pick and roll, or if they ran a lot of motion sets.
It'd be ugly.
It'd be ugly.
Like I said yesterday, the thing is, how do you defend that?
It'd be virtually unguardable.
I don't know how you defend it. Like, I don't know how you I mean, it would have been awesome to watch, but I don't know how you defend it. If it's possible to get those two to play, get an understanding of who's what.
Now, I think it would be difficult. I don't think that LeBron would have been able to endure some of Jordan's leadership tactics. And I think that if that was maybe a point of contention for them, that might have been it. But I believe that Scottie Pippen was a superstar. He's one of the top 50 players of all time. And he was able to kind of decrease his game in order to fit in with Jordan. And then we saw that season that Jordan left to go play baseball. Like, Scottie Pippen was a superstar. Yeah,
absolutely. But again, you got to have a willing soul. And I know LeBron has that, but is it fair? Like, you know what I mean? Because, I mean, he number 3 on my list, but for real, like, this dude is,
number 3.
Yeah, you know how I feel. So,
who number 2?
Anyway.
Oh, okay. You're right. Okay, I'm sorry. All right.
Yeah.
Well, you know he my GOAT. So
I know he's your GOAT, and that's I guess my point. Like, how fair is that to him as somebody in the conversation as a GOAT to have to minimalize who he is in order for somebody else to be? You know what I mean? Like, it just.
And maybe he wasn't considered this, and I think maybe he just wasn't considered this in 2010. But I think when he took his talents to South Beach, I think he was a great. He was considered a great, maybe not the GOAT. He was considered a great. And we know that team had chemistry issues because everybody was playing the role of, all right, let's share this thing and I'm going to let you get off. And there wasn't anybody who like really stepped up and was like, okay, listen.
I'm going to lead this team.
I'm going to lead this and it's going to be my thing. And it's funny because LeBron always talks about how Dwayne Wade pulled him to the side and was like, listen, this your team. You got the keys.
But that's the thing. So that's a great example because LeBron went to Miami, understanding that team had been Dwayne Wade's team. And so he didn't want to come in and step on no toes and try to make himself the man.
Right.
And I feel like that was a disservice.
Yeah.
Not only to the team as a whole, but to him.
Right.
You know what I mean? It took Dwayne Wade saying, listen, I don't have no ego. It's yours.
It's yours, yeah.
We just want to win.
Shout out to Dwayne Wade for doing that too.
Absolutely. I love Dwayne Wade anyway. Yeah. So, but but that's my point though. Like, he would have absolutely, you just got to think, especially if Michael Jordan was already Michael Jordan, right? And you came along and had to go try to play with him, you would have absolutely have just been like, I'm gonna just shut down.
I'm gonna defer but and that's why there wouldn't have been that type of chemistry issue because Jordan would have been like, I'm getting the ball anyway.
But it's not. I don't know. I don't feel like it would have been
to LeBron.
I guess in my mind, I'm thinking more of it in terms of team. Is that fair to the team? Is that really good for what we're trying to accomplish? The point of bringing a GOAT and a GOAT together, right? Is to see them both flourish. But how when it's these types and they both do the same thing? It's like LeBron and AD. The reason it works is because they don't have the same game.
Right. Well, they don't. And neither does MJ and LeBron.
Yes, they do. I just think, different styles, but the same
maybe the driving and LeBron's more of a slasher, but LeBron's more of a facilitator, which is what allows he and AD to coexist. Because this will be the first year. Hopefully, the NBA season comes back if they can do it responsibly. this will be the first year he didn't lead his team in points.
Yeah.
LeBron.
Yeah.
But his assists skyrocketed.
Right. But
averaging double-digit assists. Huh?
But I feel like right at the moment when COVID hit, the chip on LeBron's shoulder.
Oh yeah. Okay.
He was about to take over.
Yeah.
So all of them stats, you gotta it would have been different because he would have been being with the mop bucket and all of that. He would have because he was getting ready to do it. You could see it.
So you totally saw it in
that game
the first game was against the Bucks, and then the next one was against the Clippers.
Yeah,
and he totally took over that game, and I think that was.
I'm just saying,
that's
what he was about to do. He was like, "We at the end. I got to get this done."
But I still believe. I feel like he spent the entire season working on cohesion.
I believe that because of what he went through before. I imagine what he went through in Miami kind of taught him. Me not, and even when he got back to Cleveland, because they brought Kevin Love, so Kyrie was there, so he had to deal with it again. So yeah,
now, if that's not an indication that Michael Jordan and LeBron James wouldn't have worked, Kyrie and LeBron together, yes.
They don't have the same game. No.
Okay, Kyrie's a better three-point shooter, but Kyrie is a get to the basket, ball dominant guard, and that was a clash. Well, LeBron is ball dominant because LeBron is a playmaker, and so that part was a clash. Both of them having to have the ball in their hands enough to be satiated. You're making my
arguments, right?
How so?
Did that work out well?
They won a championship.
Okay, but I'm just saying.
I mean, Kevin Durant shifting the balance of power to the Warriors is something that nobody could have overcome. Not even Michael Jordan.
I'm just talking about as teammates. Did that work out well?
Well, it did. They won a championship. And it's possible that they would have won another one had Kyrie not gotten hurt. And Kevin Love.
Okay.
So.
All right. So you don't see that there was a love-hate relationship between them?
Oh, no. It was definitely a love-hate relationship.
Oh, okay.
But
so all of that matters in the long run.
It produced results, right?
Sometimes.
I'm going to equate it to your argument last week about what was the results as far as when we were talking about leadership styles.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, the results were that they won the championship and they were very close.
Yeah.
Barring some injuries from winning another one. And so
I'm gonna give you that.
It was a clash of ego. It certainly was a clash of ego.
Oh yes.
But it wasn't LeBron.
No. Well,
LeBron sacrificed.
Well, listen, I know this is your GOAT and you got blinders on.
Of course not.
LeBron doesn't have an ego issue. He does not. However, his bigger than life persona and celebrity and ability, it doesn't require him to have an ego. It just is.
Yeah.
And so the same thing with Michael Jordan. It just is. So it would have been the same thing. Two big old, it just superstars, two huge personas, and Michael Jordan got ego on top of that.
Right. All right. So my point about adding Kyrie into this argument was that they clashed because they were both ball dominant. Jordan wasn't ball dominant.
No.
Which is why I feel like they would have been better suited to play together than if Jordan knows that as soon as I make this backdoor cut to the lane, LeBron gonna put that thing right in the pocket.
Yeah.
Like, what I got to be upset about? Right. Now, Kyrie, obviously, well, no, I wanted to be the person with the ball in my hand because I want to be able to set up the offense, and I want to be able to shoot when I want to.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to dictate that. And that was where the clash happened.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Okay. I'm going to give it to you. All right.
Wait,
I'm going to give it to you. Huh?
Are you conceding?
I'm just saying, I'm going to give it to you.
Is that a concession?
I'm giving it to you. I'm giving it to you. That was, I mean, you had a great argument. Like, real talk. No, I really feel like my only issue really is just how do you bring those two great big people, you know, to one team, and they do such similar things, and how does that work? But the argument, for me, the thing that makes the difference is LeBron being LeBron.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Mm-hmm.
And knowing that he's the person that's willing to make whatever adjustment he has to in order to be a good teammate. Period. I mean, it's sad because it would mean he would have to diminish some in order to play with Michael Jordan. But yeah. I guess he'd get his shot like Scottie eventually.
Yeah. Which I mean, I guess it's fortunate that this is a hypothetical conversation because one of the things that we would need to look at, especially about as far as like, you know, we're taking two isolated variables and putting them together and saying what we feel like the outcome would be. Right. But the reality is we would need to also think about like, you know, control variables. Did LeBron get drafted to the Bulls? Right. Did he go somewhere and become a GOAT first and then leave and go join?
Always my thing. Yep. What are the criteria for this conversation? Yep.
Yeah. Right. That's your thing. Right.
That's my thing. Yeah. No, really. No, you're right though. It's a whole bunch of stuff. Who else are they playing with? How about that?
Right. Who else?
All of that makes a difference. Yeah.
I mean, because I'm not gonna do that. I'm sorry.
Okay. We ain't gonna start nothing else. Come on. Okay. Look, don't start that. Okay. Don't do it. Don't do it. All right. So y'all let us know. I mean, we already kind of, you know, but y'all, I would still like to hear other people's opinions.
Definitely. If you are listening through whatever medium you're listening through, go to our IG page and let us know what you think. But if you are watching this on YouTube, on either YouTube page, the Field to the Real page or the Field to the Real podcast page, first look up and click on who you think is really right. Stephanie's name is first. My name is second. Click my name. And if you feel, you know, you want to add to the conversation, certainly add or your comments in the comment section under our video.
Absolutely. And subscribe. I know we'll talk about it later. Subscribe. Yeah. Come on.
Yeah. Especially the podcast page. Look down there and subscribe. And hit like while you're at it. Just hit like.
Subscribe and like. Right. Yep.
Now put the cameras on me. 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 Put the cameras on me.